Ashley and this is one stitch after another, and this is my second FlossTube. So last month we had a little look at what was in this box, and I've found some things that I'd like to share with you. Today we're going to address what is in this drawer that has not been opened for quite some time. So do go and get yourselves a drink, and if you'd like to see what I've been stitching on, if you'd like to see some finished objects that I've actually hung on my walls this month, do stick around. Oh, sorry, I've just gone very cold. I'm glad I've got my I think it's ginger tea, pucker ginger, lemon and ginger tea. So I've only been actively stitching on 3 projects this month, or since the last time I did a FlossTube. I had all good intentions to do lots and lots of stitching. I've just been so busy. I've got quite a lot of knitting commissions at the moment, so any spare time that I do have, I've been knitting because people want things for Christmas. And I do work 3.5 days a week, so not as much time as I would have liked. Anyway, enough of the excuses. So the thing that you saw me stitching on in the intro was a little snowflake. It was part of last Christmas's Bothy Threads advent calendar, and I'll talk about that when we tackle what's in the drawer in a minute. But I started this last Christmas, and as it is a circular design, it's the same in all 4 orientations. I've just put a little tiny dot on the edge of my fabric there, so I know that that is the top, and it's just using one colour of floss by itself, and then also mixed with this Lurex silver sparkle thread. So I would quite like to get that finished for Christmas. It does come with a little hoop, and what an absolutely adorable thread organiser with a snowflake on it. I can't remember what these colours are for, but hey ho. That's one thing that I've been stitching on. I showed this in the last FlossTube, and I have made a little bit of progress with it. It's on Ada, and I'm not a fan of working on Ada, to be quite honest with you. But I've kind of, there's the kind of, well, that's the cross stitch bit. This is from a little picture, and that's the picture that it's taken from. I bought this on a trip to Scotland, and you can see that I've pretty much done that hill now. Yes, I might crack on with that, you never know. We talked last month about how you kind of change your style, and things that you liked. I mean, I've been doing this hobby for the best part of 40 years, so certainly 35 years. So things that I liked 35 years ago, I don't like now and wouldn't necessarily want to put on my wall. So some of them are process stitching projects, if you like. This last whip that I'm going to show you, that I've actively been stitching on, I think I probably would like to go on my wall. And I think I made a commitment that I was going to work on the little sheep picture and a shepherd's bush project. So I chose this shepherd's bush project, which is called the Earth Gatherers. Is it the Earth Gatherers or is it the Herb Gatherers? Yeah, the Earth Gatherers. There you go. So another shepherd's bush project, and I have made quite good progress So I spent a couple of hours yesterday, in fact. If I kind of hold it up like that, I have worked on predominantly the woman here and on her dress. So I filled in this section here, which is her arm, and a little bit round the neck of her outfit. I've done that. So it's not a lot to show, but there's a little bit of beading on there. And yes, I've made more progress with this than I thought I would, and it's much more complete than I thought it was. Last FlossTube, I talked about, well, I showed you all of the projects that are at my mum and dad's house, and I'll put on now some pictures that I've actually hung up in this house. There are quite a number of pictures that still need to be hung up after we've had some decorating done this year. There's some here, some cross stitches. There's some here as well. We're deciding what to put where, but I'll show you what we've put up in this bedroom, which is our guest bedroom currently. So this is the very, very first shepherd's bush picture that I did. I talked about this in my first FlossTube, I think. This was my first foray into cut thread work or drawn thread work. Beautiful beads, and I love this motif of the moon and the sun, and we've got some figures to represent the shepherds and the sheep. I absolutely loved doing this. Then keeping with the shepherd's bush theme, I've got this trio here of pictures. Again, the shepherds, the sheep, and moon and stars. I also love how this DMC thread matches the colour of the wall. Very nice. This is actually a painting by numbers picture that I did during the lockdown, as is this. I really love that. And then the final picture that I've got hanging up at the moment, there's more to go up, so perhaps I'll show you that in the next FlossTube. I've got this other shepherd's bush with the moon and the stars. I love this. Little armadillos. I think it's called The Promise. I've just moved position because the light is a little bit better here. So I had another little rootle in the big box. You saw quite a lot of things that were in there in my first FlossTube. I've made the decision that things that I'm not going to work on, I'm going to de-stash. And there's going to be quite a lot that I'm going to de-stash, because with the best will in the world, I'm not going to get all of those projects finished before I die. So I want to spend time working on the things that I really want to work on. I'm going to put my glasses on now and show you what I have retrieved from that box that I would potentially like to work on. So I've got some more shepherd's bush charts, and I think these would be really quick and easy to do. They're Christmas ones. I don't like the frames, but this one is called Button Moon. It's a Christmas themed. It says it came upon a midnight clear, which is one of my favourite carols. And then this one is called Button Sheep, and there is a sheep button. yes, if I can't get the sheep button, I don't know what I'm going to do. But that is lovely, isn't it? Button sheep. And that one says, while shepherds watched their flocks by night. I do like that. But again, frame, not my cup of tea. I found this little chart. This is Twisted Threads. And it's a series called Itty Bitty. And this is Itty Bitty Easter. Easter Bunny. Yes. I've found this Lenate kit, and I've a feeling actually that this might have been a D-stash from my mother-in-law. It hasn't been opened. It's Lenate 34341. 15 by 10 centimetres is the design. And I'm just looking to see if I can see a name on it, but I can't. But yeah, my mother-in-law hasn't even opened that. So I don't know. I don't know whether I would do that. I might de-stash it. This, again, I think might have been a de-stash from my mother-in-law. And again, it's on Ada, which isn't my cup of tea. Flower Fairies I do like, but yeah, not on Ada. I found a Mirabilia chart, which I think is absolutely stunning, and I might well have a go at this one day. I think it's beautiful. It's called Fairy Idyll, and of course it's designed by Nora Corbett. It's got Karen water lily threads in it, 2 colours, amethyst and java, metallic threads and Mill Hill beads, and rainbow gallery threads, whisper brown. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, about 35 colours. Fairy Idyll. I do like that very much. I'm not so certain about the way it's been framed. It's very dark. But oh, look at the white hair there. Love it. Oh. Might have to kit it up, as they say. That is definitely staying in my stash. Then I've come across this that I started many years ago and have not finished. Gillyflower Grace. It's a Just Nan chart. So it's got lots of different stitches on it. It's got mosaic stitch, diamond eyelet, crossed rice, small cut stitch, pulled satin thread, satin stitch. Oh, so many things on it. There's a little saying that says, gently in this tiny space, stitch a garden full of grace, where rows are defined with stitches refined and every petal knows its place. That is so lovely, isn't it? And at some point I won't show it, I've had it blown up so that I can actually see. There's a very comprehensive thread list here. It's got DMC pearls, it's got Karen collection impressions in Morning Mist. There was a bead pack that came with this, and the suggested fabric is Zweigart 32 count cream Belfast linen. I think I've done it on 32 count, and the design area is 9.5 by 5 1/8 inches. So I have done quite a lot of this. Well, I say quite a lot. I've done about half of it. And this is here. This is the Karen watercolour impressions, the space dyed thread. but can you see how tiny the beads are on this top bit here? I don't know whether you can, yes, look there, you can see that they're beads, absolutely tiny. And I think my favourite bit, let's just take the needle out. My favourite bit by far at the moment is this little stitched bee. I love that very much. So yes, I'm about halfway through it. I've done the pulled satin stitch here. There's some other stitches. It's a joy to do. As I think I mentioned before, I like to do things that have a variety of stitches in them. Shall we now address what is in the drawer? I don't know what I'm going to find. I'm hoping that I will find last year's Bothy Threads advent calendar in there. But I think what I'll do, I'll get it all out of the drawer and I'll put it on my counter over here so we can have a look at it in more detail. Have a little comment for me out of what I've shown you so far. What has been your favourite project? And would you keep or destash? This is just half of what was in that drawer, and I figured that if we were to go through it all now, this video would be about 500 hours long. So I'm going to talk about this Bothy advent calendar on another occasion, I think, but there are all kinds of little tiny projects in here. It was a very good value for money advent calendar, actually. I missed out on it this year. Well, yes, I did say that I wasn't going to buy any advents this year. So they all came in these gorgeous little, every day came in these gorgeous little Hessian printed bags with the numbers on. So it was very easy to find them. If you want to go and have a look at last year's Vlogmas, I will link the playlist in the description box for you. You can go and see what I was unwrapping every day, along with my yarn advents, of course. Not everything was cross-stitch. Some things were like needles, and there was a gorgeous little tin. It was a needle keeper. Yes, and it did come very helpfully with string and pegs to hang everything up with. I've got this huge, great big packet of charts. Some of them have been done, some of them have not. But I'm just going to gather a few things that we'll discuss now. Before I do that, however, you may recall that in my first FlossTube, I said that I would give this away. I would have bought this as a souvenir from a little trip to Wales, and I asked you in my first video to comment how old were you when you completed your first cross stitch or embroidery, and I'm going to draw for a little random winner now. I can't believe actually I filmed my first FlossTube 3 months ago and it's had nearly 4,000 views now, so thank you so much to those of you that watched and commented. I had 23 people tell me roughly when they completed their cross stitch kit, so I will leave my email in the description box, and if you get in touch with me, if you're the lucky winner, I will send this out to you. I've got a duck race set. There are 23 ducks here, all with a number, and 25 seconds. Good luck, everybody. So I wonder who it's going to be. They've all gone very quiet. Come on, little duckies. 10 seconds left. Number 14 is out in front at the moment, but who's this number 17 coming up? Who's it going to be? Oh, who's making a little spurt for it at the last minute? It is number 21. So number 21 was Which Stitch PS? So if you can contact me, and I will get that sent out to you as soon as possible. I'll give it a couple of weeks or so, knowing my organisation, probably longer. And if I don't hear back from you, by the time I upload my next FlossTube, I will draw again. I need to put this somewhere safe because I couldn't find it. I've hunted high and low. Let me just put a little tick by number 21. Okay, so I have found more whips, more charts, oh dearie me, more kits. So let's have a little look. I'm sorry that this is probably going to be really, really long. I bought this tiny little kit at a crafting festival. It was £4. It was somewhere like Alexander Palace or Birmingham NEC, and it's a tiny little needlepoint cat. I think I might do that because it's tiny, and yes, I do love that. And then another one that is really sweet. Might change the background colour actually. Oh, I don't know, hold on. Have I actually started it? Oh yes, I've actually started this. So it is a little piece of stitching. Let's take it out of that. Again, this was £4, and it will have been bought at the same time. It's just a cute little square thing with a bead in the middle, pea pod, petit pois, so it's a little pea. And yes, there is the right side. I didn't mark which was the top though, although I don't think it really matters. And again, I've left a needle in and I've got a lovely rusty little mark. So, oh yes, look. So I think I might have to start this again on another little scrap of fabric. Yes, let's unthread that. So this is the problem when you have things lying around forever, isn't it? But I'm not ready to let go of you yet, so we will pop you in there. I might keep the little cat out to have a go at. And going back to the snowflake that I'm stitching from my advent, there should be some beads and sequins knocking around somewhere to add to that. Now I have found a couple of finished items. I did a whole set of these when my eyesight was damn it perfect. There was a sheep, a cow, a pig, and I'm sure that there was a fourth one. And yes, I've kept this one because we call my daughter Molly Moo. And can you see how tiny those stitches are? Yeah, so I've kept that. Might put it up somewhere, don't know where. And then this I think I will frame for in here because it's a tiny little piece, and the green would go beautifully with the green on my walls. Or put it somewhere in the kitchen, I don't know. But that was a Bent Creek chart. And in fact, actually, I've just looked. I hope I can find the buttons. There are some star buttons that I need to add to the bottom to complete that. But that was great fun to knit. What else have I found? There's some Ada from my advent there. Now this is another finished object that needs framing, and I don't know who the designer is. I don't know where the chart is. It might be in that big pouch of charts. This is like a little take on a friendship quilt. The words around the edge say, friendship is sharing, openly laughing, often speaking kindly, caring deeply, inviting always. And that is the right way up, look. So it's got a little house at the centre. This would look quite nice in either of my girls' bedrooms with the pink. Yes, and I never use a frame or anything, so that is one to frame, isn't it? It needs a good little press. We'll keep those in that bag in a minute. Oh, and then this. I don't know whether I've got the picture of it. I haven't. I'm not going to show you that because I can't find the picture. It'll be somewhere else. It might be in that pouch. I need to obviously have a really, really good sort out. But this was a little child's chart. Is it Humphrey or something? Is that what that elephant character's called? Humphrey and Friends? Yeah. Again on Ada, which I don't like working on. So I won't show you what else is in there. But then I've got some future plans that I would like to work on. So it's no surprise that I have found in my stash a shepherd's bush kit, and this one is called Gypsy Hearts, and I think it is a kit, and I have got everything that I need. It's got oh, it is silk, over a soie silk, water lilies over dyed silk, and some Mill Hill beads. So let's have a little look before I show you the picture. So this is, oh my goodness, oh, I love DMC threads, but there is nothing like touching real silk, is there? So yeah, we've got the over de soie, and then this is the over dyed thread. Then there is a silver bead and a button, and then 2 colours of Mill Hill beads. And this is the picture. I love that very much. And I'd have it framed similarly in terms of the mount colour, but a bit of a less fussy frame, I think. So that is one that I definitely am going to keep, but I'm not going to start it yet. No, I am not. Then, yes, future plans, future plans. I love anything to do with bees. You saw on that Gilly or Gillyflower Grace, there was a little tiny bee. This, I'm okay to show this, I think. This is a free pattern. I got it on Pinterest. It's a Mirabilia design, and it is called Bumblebee, designed by Nora Corbett, and it's 2005. So it's just do a quick flick of the chart. It doesn't take very much in the way of DMC floss, 2 colours, 3371 and 3829, and then there are a lot of Krynic metallic threads, very fine number 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those, and then there's a Whisper Fur thread by Rainbow Gallery in dark brown. Interestingly, I need that for one of the other projects that I'd like to do. It was the Mirabilia Fairy Idyll, wasn't it? And then there's 3 colours of Mill Hill beads. So I think that's not going to be too bad to do, you know. So that is definitely on my to-do list. Now, every year in Warwickshire, I live in Warwickshire, there is an open studios. So artists open their homes, their studios, their gardens, wherever they work, to visiting public, and it's free. Obviously they're hoping that you'll buy some of their stuff, and we have a venue in Rugby called Art at the Alex. I'll try and link them down below. Very interesting. It used to be a pub called the Alex, and it sadly closed down, but then a husband and wife team bought it, and they've set it up as kind of like a venue, which is like an art gallery come mini pub, micro pub, and a music venue. And it's not open all the time. They have certain events on certain days of the week. But last year I went to their open studio day, and I met somebody, I think she's called Beth. I can't remember her name, sadly, but she's got a company called Blue Coppice, and I fell in love with her things. I will link her in the description box. I bought 2 charts from her, which were quite pricey, but they are incredibly detailed with really, really good instructions. And I'm not going to show you inside, but I loved this scissor keeper with the squirrel on there. Absolutely love it. So I would like to have a go at making that. And then this would be lovely on my shelves to the side, not the ones at the back, the ones to the side of me. Beehive pin drum. I've already said I love bees. Whether this will ever get done, I do not know. So that is that. Then I think, do you know, I think that that is it for, oh no, there's one more. I've had this in my stash for absolutely ages. It cost me £2.80 back in the day. It's called With Love and Affection. And I wouldn't do it as a cushion. I would just do it as a little picture, because I love it. Sweet nothings. Come on, focus. So that is a future project as well. And I've been going for absolutely ages. I would really love it if you gave me a thumbs up. It really does help my little channel grow. I've really enjoyed your company as I've blethered on through showing you all my works in progress and things on the wall and what I hope to knit. You can tell I'm not very organised. My stash is not very organised. It ain't going to get organised this side of Christmas, but thank you so much. If you could subscribe and give a thumbs up, I'd love you forever. I'm off now to edit this. I'm so excited. Yeah.